Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another video. Today I want to talk about some executive orders that the president has signed. Psych, gotcha. We're actually going to talk about Sofi. Because today we broke $18 a share, and you're probably wondering who in their right mind would sell puts at a price going so high? And the answer is me. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some things I didn't mention in my last video, and also another strategy that I'm trying out on the SPY, which is getting a little bit interesting, to say the least, and we'll see what kind of situation I'm in, what I plan to do. And before we get started, if you like this kind of content, I've been documenting me selling puts and calls to try to make some extra income and seeing if I can make that work. And if that sounds like something you would enjoy following along with, consider subscribing. And today has been a huge day for one of our favorite stocks, at least one of mine. I don't know about you. It's Sofi. And this is one of my favorite stocks because it's one I love to sell options on. It's the perfect one to sell options on for me because I don't mind owning the stock. So when you sell puts, that's one of the criteria I like to follow is if I'm okay with holding the shares at the strike price that I agreed upon, then that's a good recipe for selling puts, and that's a good recipe for success because it's something I'm okay with ahead of time. In my last video, I just wanted to make a quick little fun video to go through and see how much I made in premium selling options on Sofi alone in the last 3 months. I didn't give any details in terms of expirations or strike prices or deltas, and some people were asking in the comments, so if you don't know what I'm referring to, feel free to go check out that video. We just make it fun. I look at how much I made in premium. It's a pretty good amount to me, relatively speaking. And something I didn't really go into is when I go to sell puts on Sofi, what delta am I comfortable with? And if you don't know what I mean by that, if you go to trade options, we're going to look at Sofi as an example, and we'll go to sell a put. There's a metric called delta, and some people use this as an approximation of probability that it's going to end up in the money. So what this is basically saying, and by the way, this is just an approximation because Robinhood does the true calculation, I guess, for the actual chance of profit, meaning it's going to expire worthless. But the delta some people use to say, okay, this is about a 20% chance that it's going to end up in the money. So 80% or 80 times out of 100, it's not going to end up in the money. It's a nice quick little way to approximate that probability. And the reason I don't really talk about it in any of my videos is because I really don't pay too much attention to the delta. Maybe on other puts I sell, but not specifically on Sofi. And the reason for that is it really depends if I'm selling a put to actually acquire the shares or if it's just a pure profit play. If it's me just trying to make some income specifically and not actually acquire the shares, then I'll typically go at a delta of 0.3 or lower, meaning it'll be a 30% chance of in the money. But if I'm actually looking to acquire the shares, which I do because I trade the wheel on Sofi with some of the shares I own, then it'll be a higher delta, maybe 0.4 or even 0.5, nearer the money. But yeah, I guess moral of the story is if you care about my opinion, I go with a delta of 0.3 or lower. So a 70% chance of being out of the money come expiration is good with me. But today I made some income selling some puts on Sofi at times like this where it shoots up, 9 or so percent at some points throughout the day and breaks $18 a share. And this line 55 in my spreadsheet are some new puts that I sold today. And by the way, if you want to acquire this spreadsheet and help out the channel, this is what I use to track all of the options that I sell. It's a great tool to keep me accountable and to let me know how much I actually profit from selling options. If you're interested in purchasing it, it will be down in the description. I really do appreciate it, even if you just go check it out for yourself and not purchase it. It's much appreciated that you take the time to do that. But these puts that I sold, I made $135 in premium. I sold 3 puts today at various prices. You can see I made $47, $50, and $38 up here at the top. And the strike price is $15.50, and this is post earnings. But earnings is coming up. It's next Monday. It's less than a week away. So we have some big things coming. We're going to see a lot of volatility, I think, before earnings. That's typically the case. And therefore, that can help us make more premium. I also rolled out a call, so I had a $17.50 call, a little bit higher up on the spreadsheet. This guy right here, which I can actually mark assigned no, because I rolled this call, 2 calls to be exact, for $17.50 all the way to March 21st. at a different strike price, so $19 instead of $17.50, which still might be low, but that's the power of rolling, is it just gives you more time and can allow you to raise the strike price. And I made only $36 rolling these two calls, but I did raise the strike price $1.50, so it is what it is. And then something else I've been doing is selling calls on the SPY 0 day to expiration, meaning it's going to expire that day, the call that I sell. And then my plan is if it gets near the strike price, I'm just going to roll it into the next day. So this morning I sold a call on the SPY for $602 strike, made $31, and then it got close to 602. It surpassed 602. So I rolled it tomorrow at a strike price of 603, made another $57. I acquired these shares at 605, and right now the SPY is going for 603.40. So this one's currently already in the money. So it looks like if things stay steady, I'm going to end up rolling it again at a higher strike price. But this is something I've been doing. I've been experimenting these 0 data expiration calls, and I've been getting more ballsy, I guess, with them because I've been selling them closer to the money now that we're near where I actually acquired the shares. But so far it's worked, and it just allows me to make some extra income while I hold these shares, waiting for it to recover near my cost basis. And like I said, if it gets near the strike price, I can always just roll it. And so far that's worked in my favor. Of course, if it doesn't work in my favor in the future, I'll keep you guys posted because I don't withhold information on here. I don't trick you guys. I don't try to show you just the winners. I also show you the losers. And like I said, if you want to stay tuned, see what happens in the future, subscribe to the channel. If you want to purchase the spreadsheet, it'll be in the description. Really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in a future video.